untouchable, true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game is missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so last night we had an upset in the 154 division. It's always a intriguing division because it feels like a lot of guys lose the belt very quickly, so you never really know who's who. Every time you think the division is a certain way, one of these champions loses. Now, last night's upset wasn't surprising to me. You know, I wasn't really the highest on Yoenis Tellez, and I've talked about Yoenis Tellez, however you say his name. Listen, credit to him for stepping in the ring, but really and truthfully, if we're being honest, Yoenis Tellez, exposed by Abass Baraou. Yes, let's talk about it, man. What a interesting fight between these two fighters last night, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't know a lot about Abass Baraou, and I'm probably getting his name wrong. I'm probably butchering it, so I'm getting it wrong. Someone in the comments put the correct pronunciation, but Abass Baraou, you know, this is my first impression of him, really. I mean, I looked at his box trick. I saw that he fought Jack Colque. He lost that fight. A lot of people have been telling me he won that fight, so I have to go watch that one, so I have my own opinion. But I was really impressed with him because, you know, this guy, he's not, I don't think he's effective because of his athletic ability. He's more like, he's got a lot of real subtle skills. Like, he was throwing a lot of combinations on Yoenis Tellez, but he was doing a great job of getting his head out the line. So a lot of times when Tellez wanted to counter him, his head wasn't there, and he was showing a good steady work rate throughout the fight. And it's not just that, he would show Yoenis a lot of different looks, sometimes out of the high guard, sometimes bouncing on his toes, boxing, sometimes counter punching, sometimes leading the exchange. So he, you know, in my opinion, I feel like he made himself very difficult to figure out because there wasn't really one way he fought. He fought, you know, in a multitude of ways, in different fashions. So, you know, you add those things with his volume punching, with a little bit of punching power, and you got yourself a really, really hard out in the ring. Oh my God. Oh, fucking snake. Hold on. I'm scared of snakes. There's a snake over there. But, like, Yoenis Tellez, he was tough out. And he really, I think he did himself a big favor in that 12th round. Hello. He did a big favor in that 12th round, getting that guy out of there, or dropping him, I should say. I can't believe I just saw a snake, guys. I'm sorry if I'm a little off. I was walking, and there was a snake over there, and I'm scared of snakes. I ain't never seen no snakes out here, so that's the first time. And of course, had to be while I was doing the video. But nonetheless, I thought he did a great job of. All right, so we've escaped the clutches of the pesky snake that was trying to ruin and kill your boy BT. But listen, back to Abass Baraou, man, because he really put himself on the map last night with that win over Tellez, Yoenis, you know who I'm talking about. But he's now the WBA interim champion, and when Crawford goes to fight Canelo Alvarez, he's going to be elevated to the WBA champion at 154, which means that Abass Baraou is effectively right now your WBA champion, meaning that, you know, he's in line for those big fights against the likes of potentially Bakram Rosalia, Sebastian Fundora, Xander Zayas, these kind of guys, and of course, Jerron Boots Ennis, who's slated to fight in a whole WBA eliminator fight. And also, funny enough, I was reading earlier that apparently the WBA is going to order Abass Baraou to fight Jermell Charlo, who I'm not sure if he's the champion in recess or what his standing is. It might be that, but yeah. So now all of a sudden, you know, Jermell Charlo's coming over the top rope. You got Jerron Ennis, you know, fighting in an eliminator fight. I'm not really sure what the hell is going on with the WBA, and I'm sure neither do they, because they're always a mess. They're always causing confusion. They're always causing chaos. If they want Charlo to fight for the belt, then Charlo should probably have to fight the winner of Boots versus Lima. So we should probably get Boots versus Charlo to determine the mandatory challenger spot. And let Abass Baraou get a voluntary defense while waiting, or maybe he could wait. I don't know. But either way, The WBA picture looks really weird, as it normally does in damn near every single division. But nonetheless, this really isn't about the WBA. This isn't about Jaron Ennis, and this isn't about what Yoenis Tellez didn't do. This is all about Abass Baraou putting himself on the map and showing the world that, hey, just because you never heard of a fighter, you don't know their name, you know, they don't come from a boxing hotbed, doesn't mean they can't fight. And he was fighting his ass off last night. I believe he was like a 8-1 or 9-1 or 10-1 underdog. He was a pretty sizable underdog because you got to remember, Yoenis Tellez is a fighter that has been fighting a lot on DAZN. He's been fighting a lot on, you know, those MVP shows. And even me, I've been saying for months on end that, hey, Yoenis Tellez is going to go ahead and fight probably Jaron Ennis because he's going to be elevated to full champion. I wasn't even giving no thought to Abass Baraou. But you know what? That's why you can't overlook nobody, because you never know who's around that corner, and you never know what they're fighting for, and you never know, you know, what level they can go to in a fight of consequence or a big fight. So he's put himself on the map, and you know what? He's now become a guy instantly. You know, I can't speak on any of his other fights in his career because I never watched any of the other fights in his career. But I really enjoyed this fight. He got a big knockdown there in the 10th round. And I think that definitely helped his cause in his case for the fight. I was a bit worried because the zone commentators were very biased and trying to say that Yoenis Tellez was winning the fight. And really and truthfully, he wasn't winning the fight. He was getting his ass kicked from pillar to post, and they were just trying to, I don't know what they were trying to do, but they were missing a great fight ringside. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Boots. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Xander. Xander Zayas got in the ring and called him out. Maybe Xander winds up getting maybe Xander Zayas wants to get in that fight. Think about it. You know, Xander Zayas is champion. This guy's going to be champion. All Peter Khan and Top Rank got to do is go to the WBA and put up a lot of money and get an exemption. You know, get a file for an exemption so that Abass Baraou doesn't got to fight the mandatory, and he can go straight into the unification fight, and boom, Xander Zayas would have a chance to pick off another belt and become a unified champion at the age of 22 years old. And, you know, that would really give him a lot of leverage as far as negotiations in the division, and it would up his, you know, the perception of him in boxing, because now you're a unified champion. It's one thing when you win one belt, but when you win two belts, it's a different ball game. So anyway, I'm rambling. I'm rambling about. Congrats to Abass Baraou on a statement virtuoso performance and an awesome fight where he really outclassed, in my opinion, he outclassed a guy that was getting a lot of hype, a guy that a lot of people in the boxing world, the boxing industry, were hyping up to be this killer. And I know, you know, I've done that in the past with certain fighters that I thought people were avoiding or didn't want to fight, but nah, man. I've been telling you guys that Yoenis Tellez is not that good. He's the weakest of the bunch, and he needs a lot of work, and it showed in a great way last night. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Ding. So until next time, take your ass. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this, make sure you guys stay tuned and subscribe. You won't be disappointed.